Welcome to the Militia Gaming community. I'm Trigger and I've got an update for you for the best balanced short track and speed track builds in A+ in Need for Speed Unbound. Let's go! If you create content yourself and you want one-on-one coaching from me, you can sub to my second channel called Caliber Gaming. There's a link in the description. All right, let's get into it. At the end of March, I published this video for the top 15 A+ community builds, and I've decided to make this list a top 20 and report any changes once per month near the end of the month after I get a chance to test more cars and builds. My plan is to do this with the other tiers as well, so don't stop submitting builds on my website. I'm literally testing cars every single day. It's militiagamingco.com, then go to builds. All right. Let's get into the list. A lot has changed from last month's list. We have 6 new builds that made it onto the balanced top 20. We got 5 new builds that made it in the short track top 20, and we have 5 new builds that made it in the speed track top 20. Let's start with the balanced builds. Warzet's Lotus Emira was the best new build with a combined time of 3:40.56. Remember that combined time is between Drifter's Delight and Skyline Sprint. I test on both courses, then I add the times together. That's the second fastest combined time on the list. G. Schmari's S2000 is another new addition to the list, was only 0.4 of a second behind the Lotus with a time of 3:40.94. Both cars are incredibly balanced, so I highly recommend both of those builds. The other new faces include Fudavin's DB11, Shenzhen's 88 Countach, Maximile's Acura NSX, and Minshu's Exige. All of the new builds made top 7 on this top 20 list for balanced builds, so excellent job to all of you guys. Moving on to the short track top 20. The most impressive new addition was Maximile's Acura NSX. It ran a stunning time of 1:48.2 on Drifter's Delight. It is such a nice car that I had to do a video on it solo. If you missed that video, it is in the top right of this video right now. You can click that link. The other notable build came from Minshu, a Lotus Exige that ran a 1:48.76. And basically anything under a 150 on Drifter's Delight is crazy, and keep in mind that's with me driving. Obviously, the times are only relevant to the driver as long as the driver is the same. Just an FYI, all of these times are set with me behind the wheel, so they are completely comparable. You may have a faster time or a slower time with these cars, but that just shows the difference in skill level, not the car. And I'm not saying that I'm better or worse than you. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to compare my time to your times. You need to compare your times to your own times in order to see what you're faster with. All right, back to it. The rest of the new additions weren't that impressive, but obviously they did well enough to make the top 20. Moving on to the final list, the speed track list. This list is obviously a representation of a car's top speed abilities, who has the highest top speed and who can get there the fastest. Atop this list is still Aupric's Acura RSX with a time of 1:46.99. It's the only 1:46 that I've ever gotten on this race, so that car is an absolute beast when it comes to speed tracks. But G. Schmari's S2000 came pretty close with a 1:47.58, and Warzet's Emira and Shenzhen's Countach both ran a 1:49.8, so each of those cars are also very well optimized for top speed. The rest of the list is looking mostly the same, but with the NSX and Exige grabbing the 14th and 17th spot respectively. All of these builds are available on the community build spreadsheet. You can click the link in the description to go to that. You can also reach that build spreadsheet from my website. If you go to militiagamingco.com and then click builds, there will be a link for community builds. I'm also going to be adding a column on the community builds that includes the cost to build that car. That's going to take some time for me to update all of the cars that I've already tested, so bear with me on that. Some of them don't have the costs included. It's just going to take me a while to build those cars back up and record how much they cost to build. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next tier I plan on working on is actually S tier, so keep your eyes on your notifications. It'll be coming soon. Shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.